Alright, it is Tuesday. We are live. It is needle felting day. Sorry about yesterday. It killed me to lose a day working on the painting because I don't have that much time left to get this shit done. But we had to have a new stove delivered, and the delivery window they gave us, I wasn't sure if they were gonna change it. Um, and I didn't want to be in the middle of a live stream and have them decide to show up early, so it was just better to just go ahead and cancel. But it wasn't a totally lost work day for me. I did get some work done on my brother's needle felted version of the painting. So, those were supposed to be shadows and they don't look anything like it. Um, so I don't know what I want to do with that, but this was the reference photo for that. It's still got a ways to go before it's done. And I don't feel like I got all that much done on it yesterday. The eyes are nowhere near done, just so you know. They still need their pupils and all that. But we're getting there. Of course, my mom's like, I want to see the painting. I want to see what you have so far. And I'm like, Mother, there's nothing to see. And Russell's telling her it's nowhere near viewable already yet. I did get some more of our color fluffed, which was good because we needed more. The bag was almost empty. So we finished the banana slug itself. We are now working on his home for where he is going to be living. That's just a little cup of water there. Just a drop. I'm using acrylic yarn. You can use roving. The project would probably go faster if you're using roving. But then again, I'm also slow with everything I do. So, sorry if that's a problem and you need to see stuff completed in one live stream. I like taking my time and meandering my way along with a project. It's just how I prefer to do it. I like to take a minute and think about what we're doing and try to figure out if I'm still good with the direction we're going in or if I need to make an adjustment or change something as we're going. So we are felting into the mat here. So I want to just be careful. I am going to need to come back and add some more bits to this where I can see daylight through it, because I need something that's going to be a little more solid than that, but I don't remember if I was working across last time or if I was working that way. I really don't. It's been a long week, you guys, since the last time we touched this thing. A really long week. We did not really have the availability to replace that stove at that very moment. So that kind of screwed us over. It was on sale though, but and at least it didn't decide to go completely crazy directly on Thanksgiving. We would have been having like chicken and chicken in the pan or hamburgers or something if the stove, if the oven part decided to give out right then and there. And then I would have been really mad because I would have had a partially cooked thawed turkey. That I wouldn't have known what to do with. And then I just would have been absolutely just meh. Again, it's just a drop of water off of my fingertip, and I'm like flicking most of that back into the container. So this right here needs another biddity boo. Sorry if I was a little off screen there. I'm a bit tired. Past couple of nights I was sleeping with the cat in the other room, and the mattress that's in there is a completely different mattress. And it is old as hell. It's the old spring mattress, and we have a foam mattress, like 100% foam mattress in our room. And oh, it just, my back is so messed up that when I lay on that old coil mattress, just no, it is not a fun time here at all. So I'm trying to take care of some of these thin spots, because if I can see daylight through it, then it's not gonna hold the polyfill very well. That's my main concern. That's why I want to make sure that I'm taking care of those as we come across them. I know I've got a lot of thin spots up there still. And I haven't come back through the other side very much. I think I did in a couple spots. This spot right here. I mean, I probably should be waiting till I get the majority of this thing figured out, but devotee. Alright. Like a very nerve, anxious filled week. We heard from his mom. They are finally on the move again. No idea when they're gonna get down here. They're not sure if they're even stopping now. They keep going back and forth on whether or not they will be. And I said, so are they gonna be here for Thanksgiving? And they're not sure. I said, well, how are you not sure? I was like, do I need to plan on feeding you? Because her sister's gluten-free, so like I need to know. We don't normally have a whole lot of gluten-free crap in the house. And and they're like, oh, we don't know. We might show up at somebody else's house for Thanksgiving. I'm like, that's helpful. I need to plan. I don't know how people can live on such of a whim attitude. I don't know how you guys do it. It's so upsetting to not have a solid set idea of what you're doing. about when you want to be there by, you know, like I have to know, I have to plan because we have to figure out budget. The two of us cannot just live on a whim. We have to make some sort of plan. My brain can, like, I can do small spontaneous things. Like, hey, let's go to the store. I can do that on like a small whim. I can't do traveling like they're doing on a whim. Like some campgrounds close during the winter, and like if they didn't have family to freeload in their yards with, like they'd be kind of screwed, to be perfectly honest. I know it feels a little silly to me to be trying to fill in these thin spots right now, but at the same time, they're still going to be there when I flip it over and start working through the other side, so maybe I should just do the reinforcing now. Cooking our first thing on the stove today. Here's a little bit thin, like the whole section. What was that?
Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah. Mute for a second.
So I'm gonna get this piece worked into here. So yeah, I kind of wanted to paint today, but at the same time I need to work on this too. I don't know if I'm gonna try to do another stream tonight. I was originally gonna do an extra stream on Thursday, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because they're calling for rumbly skies at some point on Thursday, and I don't know when yet. They don't have the... Hold on a second. Just a minute, we got a weird phone call. Sorry guys, we had an odd phone call that is from someplace that doesn't normally phone call. So we were like, what? And now we're trying to look in to see if that was a legitimate phone call because it deals with sensitive information. So we want to be sure, or as sure as we can be, about who we may be talking to. So give us just a minute. Okay. It might have been a scam. caller ID said it was from Social Security. And there's 3 potential people that call could have been for in this house. But nobody has called them recently and was waiting for a callback on anything. And everybody's payment banking info is up to date as far as we know. Could have been that the mother-in-law needs to update or pick a plan for this year. I don't know, and she hasn't yet because she hasn't been here. If they call back, he might answer it just to see what they're saying. Or who exactly they're looking for. Just to kind of feel it out a little bit more. Sorry, I'm trying to see where I see light coming through. But as far as we could tell, like, he checked his portal on their website and there wasn't any matter pending, and we haven't gotten any letters about anything recently that looked like they needed to be dealt with, and they usually deal with letters, not phone calls, especially when you didn't request a phone call back. So that's why we were really, really confused. We're like, since when do you just call? Like, everybody that has benefits currently going is receiving them and has received them without any issues. We're not on SNAP, we don't qualify. Because they wanted the total for the entire household, not just an individual. If it was just the husband and I, we might have qualified for something, but I'd rather a family gets it than me. Like, we're not in complete dire straits or anything. So we'll see if they call back. So
You know what? I don't think that would be for me anyhow.
why, you're on...
Because they texted my cell phone. Pretty sure I put my cell phone on there.
I would call your mother
Oh,
or text her and be like, don't talk to anybody. Because it might have been a scam. And if they call back, we'll ask them who they're looking for, whether it's your mother or mine. But I'd rather we verify it's who they say they are before they start handing out information. Because they're like, the government website's like, we're not going to call you and tell you your number's suspended or demand money from you or anything. If it's a serious matter, we'll send you a letter. And I don't think your mom would have been trying to get a hold of them for any reason.
well, no, it might be. It might be. It might be phone for me.
What, you found the
I don't
house?
see anything in my mail either.
I mean, we haven't gotten any letters from them saying we're trying to contact you. Well, we'll see if they call back, and we'll have to go from there. But it may have been a scam.
I mean, it's the right number supposedly, but
Could they have spoofed the number onto the caller ID, though?
it's possible.
Our banking info's in good order. Hasn't changed. Don't know why it would need to be updated. She hasn't had to.
Okay, so yeah, I can confirm it's an accurate number.
The question is if the person was legitimately from there, though. I'm just really suspicious about this. Because they're like, don't talk to them if they're demanding payment by wire transfer or gift card or all that shit.
Well, I've got their number after I'm done cooking and everything.
It's a Tuesday. What, and just see like, hey, did somebody from there, is somebody from there trying to get a hold of me? It's just weird because they have no reason to call.
Well, they did have a thing when I first logged in asking me to confirm advanced payee or something.
Advanced what?
Basically, who gets death benefits if I pass?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, wouldn't that be me?
Yes.
Well, if they don't call back, then you took care of it. I didn't think I would get death benefits with you being on
I don't know if you
disability.
do either. I think it's a generic thing that you always do.
So I'm just kind of reinforcing what we've done so far. What?
Mute for a second.
So we'll see if anything comes of that. But we are just going through, reinforcing where it looks like it needs to be reinforced on what we've already done. Because, like, I've got some real doozy of a thin spot in there from how we were attaching this guy. I know this probably isn't the most exciting part of this, but it still kind of needs to be done. Now, if you are short on time, you could forego the display log altogether. It is sort of optional. Right here. It's just like a little extra that I'm throwing in because technically, Banana Sluggy is done. But I needed to figure out where we were going to put them, and I thought it might be cute to have a little area for him to chill out on. It is going to add some more time to the completion of this project, though. 100%. Okay. So that's doing a little better in there. Like this whole section's still kind of a mess, but we'll get there eventually, I guess. This section will definitely need more added to it, because that's way too thin to hold up to much of anything here. I just wasn't sure. Did I want to like keep like going this way or do I want to go this way? I kind of wanted to keep going this way. I wasn't sure if it'd be better to have like one solid length to keep going that way. My brain is like in vacation mode right now too, because we were supposed to be in Florida right now originally. So like trying to move my brain along. And honestly, that's why I kind of started working on the Christmas gifts so early. Because I didn't think we were going to be here this week, and I was going to lose like a week and a half of time working on stuff. Because I wouldn't have had stuff with me. Hi, Bean. What you doing? Hi. You're on my chair. So Devine is here. No, no. Hi. No. Mr. Beans is getting so big. Oh my goodness. So that piece right there, right here, still needs some help there. What are you doing down there, Beans? You're making me nervous. You're like in my wires. And I don't know why. I mean, I think there might be a spring under there. It kind of sounds like what you're messing with. Just don't step on the surge protector, okay? Because that would really suck. So if I suddenly go dark, and the stream cuts off in the middle here, then Bean will have stepped on the surge protector. Hey, hey, hey! What are you doing? Give me that. Give me that. Gimme. Where is it? There it is. Go get it. He was messing around the back of my computer, or everything is plugged into as well. It's like, look here, fluffy furball. Let's not be messing around in the wires. I got a little bit of editing done yesterday. I am... That's still like a lot of sunlight in there. Like right in here. Am I being too fussy? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. But if I don't fuss it, then I'm not going to be happy later. And I'm just going to end up tacking stuff onto it anyhow. You know what I mean? So I am actually trying to save my sanity a little bit here. Like my very edge is a little lackluster. Right in here is a little bit thin still. So yeah, we should have been at SeaWorld today. Originally, we were going to be. We were going to get all-day dining. We were going to be there pretty much most of the day, chilling out. Looking at all the exhibits and the gift shops. And then we were gonna have like a day, at least one day at the hotel of not doing anything. Maybe hanging at the pool. if it was warm enough. To see, even though their Christmas decorations wouldn't have been up, which is what I was really going to see. Um, we were trying to see if we could pull it off to stop in there in like April, but we're not gonna have the funds to. Even if we bought the tickets now, if we got all day dining for both of us, because I think they're real sticklers about sharing one person's food. And I know some people might think like the all day dining's not worth it, but even just for the drink refills, I think it is, because that's going to add up fast. Like, we were splitting drinks all day the last time we were there. Like, it was pretty hot the day we were there. Or at least it felt hot with all the concrete around us. That's pretty good there. Here. This one. I'm probably going to have to add a little bit more along my edge, just to make that a little bit more solid, but we'll see. And I really don't want to push this trip back any further than it already is, because my mom was going to be staying with her sister and like seeing my brother, and they were going to go and do stuff. So it was kind of like her sister was going to be babysitting her, because she was going to be staying with her, and we were going to go off and do our own shit. So we had a couple of days of not mother minding, essentially, when it comes down to it. But if we push it back, then we can't go off and do what we wanted to do, because then we have to keep tabs on my mom and take her to go see my brother, whatever my brother wants to do. It's like my mom didn't want to go to the beach, and we wanted to go and look for seashells, and he wanted to use this metal detector. She doesn't play mini golf, and not exactly much of a trip for her if she's in the hotel room the whole time, so. And then she can't even like go out and smoke without one of us because she's unsteady on her feet. And she can't ever remember what floor we're on, let alone how to get to the hotel room. Um, on her own, and she'll just stand there, and I'm like, get on the elevator before the door closes. And then she'll stand there after the door's open. I'm like, she's like looking at the sign, trying to figure out which way to go. I'm like, get off the elevator, get out of the way, and then figure out what direction you have to go. Just move. Get off of the moving thing and out of other people's way, and then we'll figure it out. And then you have all the time in the world to stand there and look at the sign. And I don't know why you're looking at the sign anyway, because you're relying on us to take you to the hotel room anyway. We will. Hi, Beans. What's up? Don't be climbing on my tower. Thank you. Oh, the thing that my feet are resting on, I was moving my feet and it started to squeak because it fell apart, and we tried to, like, rig it back together. So now it squeaks because it's loose, and he came running over because it made a noise. And now he's chasing a toy. Rather robustly. Let's see, how are we looking here? Alright, I mean, there's a couple of little thin spots there, but it's not so bad. There. So unfortunately, this part is going to be a little bit boring. It's going to take a little bit of time to get through. And nobody has called us back, so I'm beginning to think it might be a scam. He might try calling there and seeing what the hold times are like. Just be like, hey, we got a phone call that said it was from here. The phone number seems to match. Is somebody here trying to reach somebody in this household? That's pretty good. Like, there's like a little thin spot here and a little thin spot there, but the rest of it seems pretty good. So I think we'll keep going. Like, the other sections were pretty thin. Like, concerningly, oh, that's gonna fall apart thin. But we'll see how we keep going here. I mean, maybe technically I should be working on the dog, because that has to get mailed out. But I've been recording working on that one. And I might just have to not edit tonight. And I might need to just work on that instead. And I got a fair bit done, I thought, yesterday. I think I worked on that yesterday for maybe 4 hours. 3.5. Oh no, Moobot timed you out. Moobot timed you out for a link. Well, thank you for the view, but definitely no links without permission. And I have a sinking suspicion what the link was, because that's all we've been getting happen lately. Yep. Oh, this is an old account. Did this account get hacked? I just hit the wrong button. Okay. And that person's gonna be real damn confused as to why their account's been banned. They try to come back to Twitch. Alright. I'm gonna try to tack that, at least the edge of it, into that section. So we are adding to this now. Like, noticeably adding to it. Probably going to extend it to just that little bit of friction down to here. At least we're gonna try. It's obvious I need to add a bit more in this section, at least to me it is. How did everybody's weekend go? Everybody doing all right? Or as all right as you can be? Hopefully. Terrible. So I'm gonna grab another little bit of water here because my hands aren't very frictiony. So I've been having like a hard time shaping this. And I've been shaping it just to kind of get the fibers to be a little bit tighter. I mean, I would have ended up using the same amount of fluff if I didn't, if I had just been like laying it out on top of itself, so might as well just go ahead and shape it a little bit. And remember that initially, until it gets attached to the rest of it, I am kind of belting into the mat here. So I need to pop that up every so often. Sorry, I am looking up through it in my lighting. So that's what that was. Trying to see how we were looking. See if anything looked drastically thin. So this guy. Gonna tack on into here. Just to try to keep this edge a bit more even. Like, I don't necessarily have to worry about the evenness yet. Because we can always trim that up a bit and clean that up a bit more once we get our width and our length all figured out here. So hypothetically, this is how long it needed to be, and hypothetically, this is how wide it had to be. That could change as we go. It is possible that it would need to be adjusted as we go, or at least added onto as we go. There. Okay, so it is a little noticeably thin right here. Now, I could fix that in the next row. but I kind of feel like I want to just slap another piece on there right now while I'm right here. So I'm trying to catch up to the rest of our section here. So yeah, if you were really running short on time, you could do this with felt. You could just cut out the felt and make a tree log out of that. You could add some needle felted embellishments to the felt that you were going to use. You could sew one out of fabric. You could do like a little log made out of fabric and then fill it with those like weighted beans, like the beanie bag things. I didn't have those. I have Polyfill, so kind of why I'm going this way. And I thought I was gonna have enough time to maybe do this. Alright. So I'm gonna tack in that little tail guy right there. And definitely going to tack that into the little bit of that top edge. Technically not top edge, side edge, I guess. Top edge, I guess, would be up here. And just gonna stab all this in here. And I've got a lot more of this yarn still to go. 1 second. Sorry. What was I saying? Okay, I have a good amount of this yarn still to go. So I'm not really worried about running out of this color. Now well, I would like to come in and add some like dark lines for some barky sections. Okay, right there. I need a small amount. That was feeling a little thin in there. Now, granted, I have not come back through the other side very much. I think I did last week in a couple of spots, just to kind of see how we were progressing so far. But so far, so good. So we need to add some more here. Hello, Tommy. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. We're going to add this next piece down into here. And again, I am overlapping it a little bit. and it's like little L bracket here, so I'm kind of overlapping this end and this side. Just so we have it attached to the next piece there. And we're doing all right. Could be better. But the sky isn't falling at the moment, so we're okay. Could be a lot worse too. The new stove could have not fit through the door, and we could have had to return it and wait for the refund to go through, and then order another one, and then have been without a functioning oven for another, what, 2 weeks or something. But Thanksgiving could have been a chicken and green bean, or chicken and broccoli with rice. Or pan-fried dino nuggies. But I'm sure my mom would have just been tickled about that. But we're doing okay. If I could just get my brain out of wanting to be on vacation right now, that would be better. But my brain's like, no, no, no. We were not supposed to be here. We were not supposed to be live streaming this week. We were supposed to be on vacation. We were supposed to be in Florida this week. And my brain's not happy that those plans changed. You're great. You're finishing up in Hotel Renovator and then hopping on to Planet Zoo for a bit. You're thinking about buying all of the DC for it when you have the money. Oh, well, nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it enough to want to get the DLCs. It is a very addicting game. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to see where the light's poking through. It's not too bad. Like, here's a little thin, but that's not surprising because that's a really shitty attachment that I did there. Like, that's not a surprise at all. Yeah, today would have been our SeaWorld Park day. Probably would have headed over around 11 or noon, depending on how late the park was open. So that we had enough energy left in the tank to see the lights coming on. Like, I didn't really care about the stupid ice skating or meeting Santa or Rudolph or any of that shit. I just wanted to see the lights and the place lit up for Christmas. That's all I wanted to see. Like, I didn't care about any of the specific Christmas party stuff. And I think select nights they were doing fireworks, but I don't know what nights those were. But I don't like loud noises, so that would have been a little tough. I mean, if we were back at the hotel, and we wouldn't have been right underneath of them, although the park is right next to the hotel we were going to stay at. Probably still would have been a little bit loud, but maybe not as bad. Probably would have been able to watch them from the hotel, maybe, depending on where we were room-wise, but this week they're pretty much sold out. when I was trying to look at hotel prices last week. But we'll be heading down there either sometime in April or May. We don't know when yet. So if we're gonna go in May, I want to try to go earlier in May so we can definitely get hotel. Because it looks like Weird Al's going to be playing in the area that we were gonna be going to. Towards the end of May, what I guess for Memorial Day weekend, I guess that is. And I don't want to get raked over the coals for hotel prices for Memorial Weekend anyway. So this is that whole spot there is kind of thin, so I guess we'll just kind of plaster this guy over that one. Like, it felt thin, and you could definitely see light through that. Like, a lot of light in the one section, so that's not going to be strong enough to contain the polyfill. So we're just gonna slap another layer on that now. Okay. So we're slowly adding on to our tree trunk here. Ever so slowly. So yeah, I was gonna do a bonus stream on Thursday working on the painting to make up for yesterday. But it's supposed to, they just have us at 100% chance of thunderstorms. And the one dog, has terrible, terrible storm anxiety. So I don't know when to expect those storms to happen on Thursday yet. I haven't seen any meaningful extended forecast of that yet. I know they're talking we could get a minimum of an inch of rain on just Thursday, and it's supposed to rain a little bit on Friday too. Yeah, I've got daylight right there. Pretty significantly. So let's add that in there. Like, I was almost able to put my finger through there. So that's no good. That's not gonna hold very much polyfill back when we go to stuff this sleeve that we are making. That's not gonna help anybody. Now, I could needle felt the edge together, like the long seam, but I definitely need to sew the end pieces together. See, that's a fair amount of daylight right in here. Actually feels thin. It's my hand running across that section right in there. It's hard to describe. Like, this feels a little bit thicker. This feels like it didn't get quite as much fluff added to that. And that's fine, we'll just come back in and add it now. Not a huge deal. Thought I had already filled that spot in though, but I guess not. I do need to get more Little Known Galaxy recorded too. I have enough like going into maybe the second week of December. I have 6 more episodes that I still need to edit. So I do have that going. It's not very solid right there, but don't know how problematic that is. We'll see. So yeah, maybe I'll try to do one Friday if it's not storming. If it's just rain, he might be okay. It depends on how hard it's raining. If it starts like bucketing down and he can hear the cars especially loud going by, so we live on a busy road, then he starts to get a little more uppity. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. And I never did do any more work in Planet Zoo this week because we were preoccupied with stuff. I'm hoping that I can get some stuff recorded in there once I get caught up on everything else. If I ever get caught up on everything else. So like that right there is super thin. So yeah, we're starting to make some progress here because I'm starting to slide off the edge of the table here. Wasn't sure which direction I wanted to take this in today, so it's sort of a false start. Couldn't remember if I was going this way or if I was going this way. But I guess we're gonna go this way for now. Let's carefully lift up there. Okay. So I need to add another chunky boy into there. I'm probably gonna have to fluff some more of this. In fact, I know I'm going to. Don't know if I'm doing that tonight or not. I might just so I don't forget. That I still need to do it. We will see. Kind of depends on how things are looking on other projects, right? Although I definitely need this color available to be able to work on finishing this guy. We'll have to see. I've got a couple of house chores I have got to deal with tonight. I skipped out on doing dishes last night because I just wasn't in the mood. Like whoever is in the mood to deal with dishes, right? But my back was being exceptionally pissy last night, so I was like, I don't know that I really want to stand here that bad when there wasn't a whole mountain of them. But alas, I should have just sucked it up and did them. Now I have like twice as many to do tonight, so that's one bad thing about that. Okay. Now I added a little bit extra to that spot, but it did need it because it was pretty thin in there. So let me see. Alright, we run this. Alright. Again, just a little bit of water on my fingertip, not very much. Doesn't need to be like a huge amount here. Just enough so I can kind of shape that bit of fluff that I am currently working on. So I'm just trying to keep moving at a steady pace here, because I know I am a little bit behind where I wanted to be at this point. I was like, oh, it wouldn't take that long. Yeah, no, I never correctly estimate the time it takes to do anything. Constantly underestimating. Forgetting to factor in my slowness and my fussiness into stuff. That definitely needs to get added into there. That is quite a bit of a thinner section. Particular spot. Okay. So just gonna keep on stabbing in here. As best as we can. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit more of a lengthy process and progress when I'm adding a slightly larger bit of fluff here. Now this section here has a lot of thin spots. Don't know if you can quite see the light coming through it. I'm sure if I grab my flashlight you could see it. So like you can kind of see the flashlight through there, but then you can really see it through here. Like this is a lot more toned down. That is not. So we need to fill in a bit more there. Like that section's pretty thin. Like I was just kind of doing bare bones to kind of get the width figured out. I was like, I'll add more to it later. Right now, right this very moment, I'm just trying to figure out how wide you need to be. So that's what I'm looking at. Like I'm holding it up and letting my work lights kind of filter through it a little bit. Trying to get an idea of where I'm at so far. This side was getting a little, like I've been like going this way. I'm getting a little diagonally thinned out here. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I just didn't want to have to fight back too hard to fix it. Although it wouldn't be that hard. It's not a huge deal. And it's a pretty simple fix. It's just trying to keep it a little bit more even. But it's me, so are we surprised? No, not really. Alright, so this section right here, this is going to be a little bit thinner until I can add on the extender bit for the next area. And that's okay, because I know I'm coming back to that side. So right here is, I don't even know how this piece is managing to hold on, because that is some serious thinness happening there. I don't even know. Okay, so this needs another bit of a patch here. Now I'm kind of anticipating that I'm gonna have to add a little bit more width to it. We'll see. But I'm definitely gonna try to fit it to the piece, to our like cut log end before I close up the side, the long side of this. Still want to be a little gentle here. Alright, so that part there's a little better. The rest of it's not so much. The rest of it still needs some help here. That's for sure. I really am not even sure how that was holding on. I think she said she was back in. Did you go get him? Okay. Double check that that's what she said, that I wasn't hearing things. But I thought I heard her say she was back. Okay. So that's gonna need a little bit more right in here. So yeah, definitely right in there. Okay, getting this piece kind of stabbed onto that side. I mean, I'm hoping we can at least get this section added on today. I almost worked a little bit on it last night, but didn't end up doing so. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might just end up doing fluff tonight. I might not do anything too involved. Oh, you okay? Zuzu? You okay? You okay?
You okay?
Sounded like he fell. Or tripped or something. So let's see, how we looking there? Again, I'm being as gentle as I can. That's a fair amount of fluff there. So, Just kind of pull this piece apart a little bit. So this guy, I'm gonna kind of try to tag into here. Alrighty. That won't be so bad. At least it'll be a little bit more even with the rest of it. So we'll see what happens on Friday and Saturday bonus stream wise. I usually end up throwing in a couple extra bonus streams when it's getting down to things needing to get finished. It wouldn't be for this, it would be for the painting, most likely, but I also have to finish the needle felt too. So we'll see about that. That needs a little bit in there. I don't think it needs like a whole huge amount right there, but that connection piece right in here feels a little flimsy. Probably is, since I was doing it super quickly. So I'm just gonna kind of stab this guy in, kind of overlapping the two pieces here. Just to kind of reinforce the two pieces together. And I'm gonna tap a little bit into each side, because let's face it, this section was pretty loosey-goosey here. I did not get that super stabbed through to begin with. That's feeling pretty good there. And then we'll just keep on adding on. As we are moving along here. At least that's the plan. Hopefully plans don't change. As Sluggy is sitting here checking on the progress of his log. Damn it. We missed the e-waste drop-off.
Oh yeah, I found the paper and realized I missed it by a week.
That's aggravating. I thought there was something we were forgetting to do last week. And I could not put my finger on it. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah. Right. Well, that did not get fully attached there. It attached to the mat just fine. But, it didn't get attached to the rest of it. So I'm gonna need to kind of add in another piece here. Let's give that something a little bit more solid to cling to there. Okay. Oopsies. I say you want to be gentle when you go to disentangle from your mat because you're never really sure what's happening under there. This section is a little bit thin. So I might have to add another bit in here, unfortunately. Especially didn't want to add another piece in this spot. Oh yeah, like right here is super thin and right here is super thin. Okay. So I had plans to eventually do um, a zoo in Planet Zoo that was just exhibits. I know other people have done them, but I wanted to do one. I didn't quite get there. I don't know. I probably won't be able to do that until Planet Zoo 2 comes out. With just the slow rate that I build at. We'll see. how things progress, but I probably won't, this whole spot here still feels a little bit questionable. Probably won't be done the other zoo in time. Just because I really haven't been working on it off stream. Let's see, how are we looking here? That was a little bit thin in there. That spot there, it's still a lot of daylight. It's just being fussy. It's kind of why I was trying to shape the fluff a little bit more diligently, or more neurotically, just so I didn't have too many of these spots that just didn't feel quite strong enough for what I want to do. And you can get them strong enough. Like, this is just me because I'm rushing a little bit, and it's just the way that I'm doing it where it's fighting me a little. Roving probably would be a little bit easier for this step if you even choose to do it this way. Alright. So this section right here, very thin. Very thin. So we're also reinforcing this side too, because that did not get quite enough love on the first installment of it. It was just bare minimum trying to prove a point or a concept to see if I could do the thing. And I was pretty positive I could. It's just gonna take a hot minute to make it happen. And that's all. That's the only downside. That's smacked all on in there. Okay. Gently, gently, gently. I mean, we've not done too bad here. Like, this is a pretty solid sheet of fluff. In all reality, like, it really is. Like, I'm pretty happy with the stability of that down there. Okay, so now see about getting this next piece popped in here. Kind of giving everybody a good once over. So I feel like if it was really important, they would have called back again.
Not necessarily right away.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Still not entirely convinced it's legit. We will get all of this. Jabbed into there. Just realized I should probably pop that up. How are we doing here? I think this is the bigger one. Oh. Oh, are we too long now? It might be too long now. That doesn't seem right. Maybe I was allowing for a little bit of shrinkage. We will see. Also, I wonder if it lengthened a little with the way I was attaching, because it seemed to be trying to like go on an angle there for me. So we need to put in next bit here. Don't have enough friction on my hands today. Like, I'm not putting that drop of water there to make this wet. I'm putting the drop of water there so it's creating a little bit of extra friction to shape it against. The idea was never, or the purpose was never to purposely make this wet. It was just so that it wasn't just sliding across my hand. Okay. So work this piece into here. And its connection is going to be a little weird. Because of course it's going to be a little weird. And it is so warm here today. It's almost 80. It's 76 right now. It was very bizarre after we were in like the 40s for several days. We were under a freeze warning the one day. It was colder than that. We had gloves on. We had a teeny tiny sampling of winter yet to come, I guess. It has been ridiculously warm the past couple of days for this time of year here. Although we have had the air conditioning running in December before. It's just we actually had the heat on like a week or two ago, and we had to flip to the AC because it was getting so damn hot in this house. It's ridiculous. What'd you do? Was that my mom? I thought it was Bean. Hmm?
That's off. That's Mr. B.
It was Bean. Okay. No, I don't want you to be too attached here. Gently, gently. Okay, so we're doing pretty good at filling in the gaps and stuff. The section in here hasn't been stabbed through very well. So I just want to kind of hit that a little bit more. Really hoping that we were going to be further than this today, but alas, we have not gotten super far. I mean, I guess it's kind of subjective. We did get some thinner spots reinforced, so I mean, we have been doing a bit. It just doesn't physically look like we've accomplished much. But it was stuff that needed to be done regardless. So I've got another weaker spot here that I just want to kind of fill in here. I mean, if I didn't have to come back and reinforce this side because of my attempt at just a quick attachment to figure out the length the last time, we'd probably be a little bit further. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe we wouldn't have gotten our width determined yet if I was being a stickler for thickness and how securely it had been stabbed through. So that is hard to make that determination right now. Okay. Ever so gently. Okay. So that's looking good there for the most part. This piece isn't looking good, but everything up to here, we're looking pretty okay. pretty okay. Okay. Touch that. I know I've got some daylight poking through over here, but I'm not going to worry about this very edge until I add the next bit onto it, because we still have to lengthen this guy out a little ways. Like, he needs to be, like, X long, so I might try to get a little bit of this done off stream. No guarantees on that happening though, since I'm going to be working on the other two things, and I'm kind of writing Thursday off. If it storms and it's done and it moves on and we can do an extra stream to work on the painting on Thursday, then great. But we'll have to see. Like, I don't know if this is 100% chance of thunderstorms all day, or if this is like, you're gonna get a storm at some point. They just haven't pinned it down when. Like, our local isn't giving us a more elaborate picture of how Thursday is going to play out just yet. At least not that I've seen. They're probably not real sure yet themselves. And to be perfectly honest, the weather models for here lately have not been great. Why is that so? It's kind of shitty right there. I've got a huge thin section right there. Like, what the hell kind of attachment was that? Really, really bad one. Alright. That's what it was. Okay. See if we can get this piece looking a little bit better. At least as far as this section is concerned. Oh yeah, we've definitely added to it today. Was it enough? I don't know. Bean. Alright, let's see here. Carefully pop that guy up, see how that's looking now. Alright, that's looking a little better. Like, this end piece, not so much, but alright, let's see what we can do about this terribly thin spot right here. Because that is terribly thin. That's almost see-through. Oh, we'll be able to make more checksmiths. Although I don't know how much we have left. Zero-wise, we might not be able to after all. Okay. Careful, careful, careful. Okay. Yeah, that's still pretty. This looks like way too big. It's not too bad. We've got a little bit of overlap there. I'll tell you what. How about we just scrunch it just a little bit? Maybe it just seems longer because it got a little more pulled out than it maybe should have been. Because that section in there is pretty... Might as well be lace. I'm seeing so much light through it. Still pretty thin. So definitely still need some roughen stuff. Okay. So we will try to stick this guy right on into there. It's probably still not going to be quite thick enough. Probably still going to have to add a bit more to that. Although it could shrink down a little bit more when I come back through the other side. That is a possibility as we tighten up all of our fluff here. So I'm not gonna worry too much yet. And if it is too long, too wide, we can trim it. So I think I left it a little bit wider on purpose. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, we can trim. Scissors will help us out quite a good deal there. Love watching your streams. They're always so relaxing and cozy. Well, thank you. I know we're not real flashy or high energy or have all the like challenge point stuff that some other streamers have, but kind of just want to have something that's a little bit calmer, a little bit more just actual struggles with getting stuff put together, and not everything is super easy. It's not as easy as some people make it look on YouTube and stuff with fancy editing and all that. And finished pieces could happen in a stream if I had time to make step-by-step advancement pieces, but I ain't got time for that. So we're just gonna figure it out together. And what happens happens. If it's a fail, it's a fail. If it's a win, it's a win. All the better. But you know, see what happens. Like, I had tried for a while to have some like background music going, but I've got a thin spot right here that I missed. A lot of the stuff that won't get me nailed for copyright actually is painful to my ears to listen to. I don't know why. It will actually like send pains down through my ears. And I'm like, no, that ain't worth it. That, and I need to make sure that, you know, YouTube is cool with it as well as Twitch, so because the streams get archived. And it's just too much of a headache, so I was like, forget it. We'll just have life happening around us, and what happens happens at that point. Cats being cats, dogs being dogs. We don't have the guinea pigs in the same room with us anymore, so we don't have them freaking out every time the husband walks past their cage. But when I was on the podcast a lot for WoW challenges, they would be freaking out in the background. Every time there was even like a noise in the kitchen or across the house, they were like, food? Like, you just ate. Stop. And sometimes my microphone would be picking them up a great deal. But they're in a different room now. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you think we could try to clean them tonight
Possibly.
so that we can try to get that stuff in the laundry tomorrow so it's not outside getting wet? We kind of store it outside in between cleanings, like the dirty stuff, because I do fleece for the cages. It means we have laundry to do, and we have to like take a broom and lay out the length of the fleece liner setup that we have for them in the driveway. And I take a broom and we try to knock off as much of the poop and hay that's stuck to it before we throw it in the washing machine, so I don't kill the washing machine. But we've found that because of the size of our cage, going with the washable, reusable fleece and furniture pad liners, like we bought furniture pads from a U-Haul, like a big pack of them, and then the husband sewed them. You don't have to sew it, but the husband sewed it to the back of some fleece that we treated with vinegar and hot water to break down the water barrier. Not all fleece works, but some fleece does. So that water will pass through it and go down to the furniture pad underneath of it. And we use that instead of like disposable bedding, like Carefresh or shavings, because it's a lot cheaper that way as far as bedding is concerned. But our cage is like 5 feet long, 4 feet long, 5 feet long. might be 4x2. I don't think it's as big as the previous cage we had. I think it's a little smaller. Yeah, you know what? I think it's 4x2, not 5x2. It's a decent sized cage. We have it on a extra like long table that you would have, you know, just to eat at, like an extra pop-up table, kind of like a card table, or you know, something that you would like rent for an event or something, but we had one. And we ended up drilling holes through the top of it so that we could put zip ties through it to keep the cage from sliding off of the table. Because the cage doesn't have a bottom that we got. It has a plastic liner that serves as the bottom, but I don't know that we, or maybe we did do the grid bottom, but it was just to keep it from sliding off the table. I can't remember. It's been a while since we built that cage. It's probably been like at least 2 years, going on 3 years since we've built that cage. We got it from CNC Cages. I know that. They have a website. They've got all kinds of stuff on there, but we made our own cage liners. We didn't buy them from there. Those got a little pricey, so we were like, we'll just make it. But, we don't have those guys adding noises. We have 3 currently. One of them is technically mine. Oh, we need to do guinea pig nails tonight, don't we?
It's not tonight, but
Well, I'll try to put some gloves on. And we weren't gonna get guinea pigs again after the last set passed. The last set we had 2 5-foot-long cages stacked on top of each other. And we had to like subdivide them because the pigs weren't getting along, and then we rescued a male that was not fixed from somebody in our town that needed the pig gone that night because their kid was having terrible allergic reactions to it, like allergy shot allergic reactions to it. And with that set, we found out that I'm allergic to the guinea pig hay. Whenever I touch it, my hands just itch incessantly. To the point that I was like scratching them until they were bright red, and so I can't really touch the guinea pig hay. My mom's been feeding them. The pigs are, 2 of them are hers anyway, that's why they're in her room. And the 3rd one is mine, but it's just kind of in there with them. So if I have to feed them or handle them more than just a quick tap on the head, then I need to put like gloves on my hands just to keep the reaction to it to a minimum. We weren't originally going to get pigs. My mom wanted a kitten, and we were like, or a puppy, and we're like, no, because we were talking about moving, and we didn't want to have another animal, or thinking about potentially moving here, and we didn't want to have another animal that was going to be around that long. And then we ended up getting Mr. Bean, so maybe we should have just gotten her a kitten and been done with it, but yeah.
no, no, not my
No,
fault.
it's my fault. Mr. Bean was an unusual circumstance, but at least him and Littles are getting along, as far as we can tell. which is astonishing because she hates everybody, like all the other cats. She's okay-ish with the dogs, but she doesn't spend much time around them. But the other male cat, she's like, no, you're dirty boys, and I don't want anything to do with you. And Mr. Bean isn't male, obviously, but um she doesn't seem to have quite the loathing towards him at the moment as the others. And we think we've caught them playing because he'll like jump up and run past her where she's eating and she doesn't immediately freak out. She'll give him a dirty look or smack him. But the other ones, she will get in quite the standoff and it is very angry. And you can hear her growling from like 2 rooms away. She's that mad at them. So, we'll take that as a win. Unless she's just being extra tolerant because he's a young, stupid kitten. Excuse me. We think he might have been born maybe the end of June or maybe in June-ish. Because he was able to eat solid food and his eyes were open and he could like walk around and stuff. When we ended up fostering him, he still seemed kind of tiny to be on his own. And I thought they said there were some others with him, but they weren't sure, or before that they had rescued a couple of black kittens as well from a different spot. I don't know. There's a couple other cats in the pound currently that look similar to him, although a lot of black cats seem to look the same, which I find absolutely fascinating. Because I've seen a couple of pictures of other people's black cats on Blue Sky, and I'm like, that looks like Mr. Bean. He has very little white on him. He has a spot that looks like it wants to be white. Maybe eventually. It's like 3 or 4 white strands of fur on his chest. Not a white patch, just a couple of noticeable strands that stick out. And then I think on one of his toes, there's another little bit that has a couple strands of white hair on it. I don't know that he's gonna have any more white hair come in. I kind of don't think he's going to. But, we'll see. But we think he's still got a few months to go, several months to go before he, stops being a kitten. I think we started fostering him, I guess it was the end of July. Because I know I had finished the tissue paper project. I fully finished it because I wasn't working on it while we had him. I know that for a fact. So, and I finished that like around July 19th, I think is the last video date. Or last video recording date. Not terrible, but it does need another piece in there. Alright. Yeah, so I'll probably work on getting some more of this fluff done tonight. I'm, as far as editing is concerned on that tissue paper project, I'm trying to give you updates on where I'm at on it. Let's see. I had 180 video clips, varying in lengths from, I think some were as short as like 10 minutes, and others were as long as like 3.5 hours. I'm on video clip 98 currently. And that one was just under 2 hours that I'm trying to cut down. And I'm cutting them down and cutting out a lot of dead space where I either walked away or I was reapplying glue to a new section that didn't really need to be there. And then I'm kind of speeding it up, kind of making it like a speed paint or similar to a time lapse. I think right now it might be around 3 hours total between the other sets I've done, maybe 3.5. I'm not sure how long this set of 20 videos is going to be. It kind of depends on how much is usable footage out of the last 3 videos for this set, because I've been rendering them in groups of 20. So then once I get all of them done, then I have to put all of those sets of renders into one file. So that's why I'm a little unsure of what my time is at the moment. I think I've got one that's 55 minutes, one that's like an hour and 5 minutes, another that I think might be just over an hour. I've got one set I think that's 40 minutes. I don't know. It's probably going to be like 9 hours long by the time I'm done, because, you know, I had 180 clips. There was only one clip I haven't been able to use at all so far, because the power went out when I was in the middle of recording, and the video did not save appropriately, so it didn't get the little encoding bit on the end to say how long it was and that this was a finalized recording. It's still letting me watch it, which is bizarre, but I can't scroll through the timeline on it, and it doesn't tell me how long the clip is. And I'm like, this is really weird. And I thought I had used I thought I was recording according to OBS in something that I could recover, but the file, like, it wasn't usable. I tried dropping it into DaVinci like 4 separate times, and DaVinci's like, who's this? Like, I didn't even get like an error window pop up. DaVinci just didn't take it. It would not drop in, and I'm like, could at least tell me what's wrong. And it's like, nope, it just doesn't exist. And I'm like, okay, it's like a phantom file. So I'm like, all right, well, be that way then. It was only like, I think it was only maybe 20 minutes at the most, and I think most of that I was consoling the dog who was trying to climb up my leg, because I think it had started to storm. So I doubt I would have been able to really use anything from it anyway. There's some sections in the set that I'm editing now where I was working on like the side edge of the canvas and you couldn't see what I was doing, but I left the recording going so I didn't forget to start it again when I got through that section. So all of that I'm cutting out because you can't see what I'm doing and it's pointless. So I'm like, that doesn't need to be there. We can remove all that. But it was also took me 7 months to finish this, so it's a lot of video I have to slog through. But at least I have reached the halfway point on it. Don't know if I'll be done it before the end of the year. That depends. A lot of things depend with me. Like, depends on how much time I have. I was hoping to spend um, Thanksgiving Day um, recording Little Known Galaxy while I'm cooking. But that kind of depends on the state of my brother's Christmas gifts. I'm trying not to work on the painting without you guys, since we started that together. I just don't want it to vanish and you guys never see the end of it.
I mean, you might have to cope with that in order to get it done.
I might have to record it and stick the rest of it on YouTube and like grab the rest of it that we've done so far and just smush it all together. Um, or we just mail ours separately from hers. We'll have to see. So tonight I need to fluff more of this color. Um, Tomorrow night I will probably spend working on the needle felted version of this. I mean, it's either that or we end up painting tomorrow instead of zoo, but I don't really want to do that because zoo is still, people are still kind of watching zoo, so the numbers have been decent on it, so I don't want to just not do it tomorrow. I would rather do zoo tomorrow and then like do an extra stream tomorrow night where we're painting. If Thursday wasn't being such a wild card, if I had a better idea of what Thursday's weather was going to be, like when it was supposed to start storming, um, I'd be able to make a slightly better plan. But as of right now, time is it? As of right now, wow. Oh, the news website says it is 80. Um, let's see, that's today, that's right now, that's tonight, that's going into Wednesday morning. Alright, so showers around 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Six. Oh. Yeah, that's gonna be all day. Potentially. They did lower to 79% chance of thunderstorms for Thursday. It was at 92. So I don't fucking know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to wait and see, unfortunately. Maybe we do an extra stream tomorrow night. I don't want to do an extra stream tonight. I might be live streaming while I'm in the middle of cooking and just have to step away from times on Thursday, next Thursday. While I'm working on one of the things. So no editing's getting done tonight. I mean, I'm pretty happy with, well, there's a couple things I'm not happy with about the dog needle felted, but maybe it'll look better once the rest of the face is in. But I don't think it's coming along too bad, considering I've never done a dog face before. So we'll kind of have to see how that one continues to progress. So, I mean, I do have 6 more episodes to edit that I've already pre-recorded for Little Known Galaxy, and that's going up on the YouTube channel. Um, I want to finish the series because I am enjoying it. I just haven't had the time to get back to it. Because, you know, this time of year is very busy for me. But, do you want to get back to it? I know vaguely, I think, where I left off, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been several weeks since I've last been in there. 100% been in several weeks. I record them in batches. So, like, I'll spend one day just recording. My hardest part with that is making something happen in about a half an hour, because that's about what I've been trying to time those episodes. Because, you know, it's a little farming game. Kind of farming. Well, it's farming in space, but you're also doing other things. You have to, well, you don't have to, but, you know, well, no, you do have to for some quests. So you kind of have to farm some stuff in your little growing stations. You're working on repairing the ship that you're in and trying to update certain parts of it. You have to talk to the crew to keep their morale up. You have to be collecting dark matter when you're down on certain planets, doing research and investigating. You're trying to find pieces of a relic that were scattered across the galaxy, I guess, or the solar system that you're in or something. I don't know. And you're collecting materials to craft stuff out of. It's kind of like Stardew Valley a little bit, except you're constantly on the move and your location's constantly changing. But it's kind of like one of those cozy games, except you're in space on a spaceship. You've got a general store that you buy supplies from, and you're able to give gifts to people, so it still feels a little bit thin right there. I don't know, I kind of liked it. I liked, Honey, I Joined a Cult, too. That was kind of fun. I also enjoyed Bear and Breakfast quite a bit. We did as far as we could on Bear and Breakfast. That's also on the YouTube channel. We didn't stream that one either one of those two. I enjoyed Bear and Breakfast. It was a little snarky, which I kind of thought was unexpected and a little bit fun. A little sassy. But it kind of stopped. There was talk that they were going to do an update, that they had some more content they wanted to add. But then their lead artist was diagnosed with a form of cancer, and I don't remember what form of cancer. And so that kind of, I think the lead artist might be the wife of the guy that programmed the whole thing, that made it. I could be wrong about that. It could just be a friend. But I thought there was some sort of stronger connection there than just somebody that they knew. And I thought somebody had said that there was an update on them about a surgery had gone fairly well. But I think that was like a year ago, and I don't think anybody's seen any new information about the state of if there's any more content coming for it. I mean, it kind of just, where I got to at the end, it kind of just stopped. Like, it kind of finished up to that point, but the ending also kind of felt like that's it after all that. Because you're basically fixing all of the inns and hotels and things in the area and all that stuff. It was a cute game, and I do recommend it. I'm just curious as to whether or not they are gonna add more to it. I do want to get back into Dinkum. Now that it's officially out. I probably still won't be back in there for some time, but I would like to. I don't know if I'm gonna stream that or if I'm gonna record it yet. I picked up one of the Story of Seasons games. Our friend gets game bundle codes every month, and if there's something that he doesn't want to play or just doesn't interest him, he asks us if we want them. So he picked up a game code for that. There's so much I want to do. I want to get back into Katamari and pick up where we left off, because I have not completed that yet. That had to go on the back burner for now, at least until Christmas. Christmas stuff is completed, like the extra stuff. I was working on recording a um, Minecraft session, like a Minecraft world. I was in there playing. I haven't been able to get back in there since the copper update. I just haven't had time. Other things have been more pressing that I've needed to deal with. I had been trying to get in there when I was too tired to edit, but I still wanted to do some stuff. And then the dog got mad at me staying up past 9:30 and would not leave me alone until I went to bed. So that kind of made that go to pause for a while. Like, he will keep coming up to me and gurring at me, like making little gurry noises and being real frustrated with me, like every 5 minutes at times, because he wants me to go to bed. He's like, I said it's bedtime. He wants the lights off. He wants me in bed because he wants snuggles. It's kind of hard to tell a dog that's like 13 pushing 14 no, because you don't know how much time they've got left, and then you might regret not doing the snuggles when you had the opportunity. So Minecraft will be there. I had a pretty interesting seed I was recording though, playing in. I started out on a coastline, and then right across from the coastline there was a tiny little island not far off the coast. You could see it pretty plainly from where I spawned in. And there was a bamboo forest right next to it, and I was like, ooh, there was tropical wood on it. I was like, this looks interesting. And then I kind of had to shepherd some animals over. Oh man, come on, scissors. I tried to cut something with scissors that I shouldn't have tried to cut with scissors, and now that pair of scissors is not happy with me. They weren't a great pair of scissors to begin with. They never seemed to close right. Like, when you close them, there's a gap on the tip. Like right there, the end isn't completely closed. And I didn't realize that when I got them until I got home and opened them. I have another tiny pair of scissors that were expensive and killed me when I had to buy them. I think they were like $10. And to me, that's a lot of money to spend on a pair of scissors. They might have been more than that. They had, they were coated in like non-stick stuff. And they were from Friskers. So like scrapbooking guys. I don't think they were the original scrapbooking scissors I had. I think I had replaced those. I mean, they're decent scissors. They still work. And then I've got two pairs of these that came with my needle felting stuff. Sorry, this one felt like there was a divot to it, so it was a little thin in there compared to its surrounding pieces, so I just want to fill that in. Husband won a... Did you get the game code?
Yeah.
Okay. You won a game code for Alba? I don't know if he's had a chance to play it yet.
Not had a chance to play it
So we'll see how he feels about it. We might take a look at that eventually when we're done Moonstone Island. I don't know how much longer we'll be in Moonstone Island. I want to at least finish my current quests. I would like to try to do that. So that's why I've been trying to get through the dungeons that I have remaining. I don't specifically have a quest for those, but I would like to get through those. I'm trying to level up my current crew. That's why I haven't switched them out to somebody else. Because everybody else is super low level, and these guys are in their low 40s, I believe. I think they're like 43, 42 that we're currently running with. Still gonna be a little bit before we're done in there, because I think some of the dark matter spirits that we need to capture and deal with were in their mid to high 50s. I think I saw one that was 60, and I'm like, oh, that's a thing. So not too bad in there. Yeah, I'm like definitely curving. I think that I don't think it's actually extra. I think when I was doing it, it went that way, and I think we just need to like maybe tighten up a little bit in there. This piece can kind of go in here. Worst comes to worst, we can always trim up some extra if we have any. Not a big deal. This stuff's pretty forgiving. If you have a mishap, Too thin, slap some more on it. Too long, trim some of it off. So I didn't quite get like a full set. Like, not sure quite what happened, but I kept adding less and less down here. But it definitely took on a mind of its own here. That's for sure. I'm trying to pull this back straight. Just easier said than done. Certainly. And I had talked about trying to head back into Coral Island when they added the age up update for the townsfolk. But I don't know. I gotta think about that. It might be quite some time before we head back into there, because that's a lot of work. If we start over to see everybody age up. Which is probably how I would want to do it. Because it might be weird to pop into an old save and experience that. That piece is not really attached all that well. So let me just hit that up there. Alright, so we almost got this section reinforced. I know I've been stopping early lately. We had been trying to go to 3, but it's easier to go to 3 during the summer months than it is during the winter months for us because of the time change, so it gets dark sooner. And the one place that we take the dogs to closes at dark. And so we can't wait to take them after dinner now that we've had our time change because it's getting darker sooner, and I'm like usually just finishing dinner as it's getting dark, so then we wouldn't be able to go. But as December is approaching, it'll be getting darker, like closer to 4:30 p.m., and I'll be in the middle of making dinner at that point. So we've had to take them before I start making dinner. So we've been taking them around like 2:30 in the afternoon, roughly 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I have been trying not to go too far past 2 p.m. because I need to clean up and get situated and all that. And then we've been taking them, and it's just been working out a little bit better for me because then after dinner, after I'm done eating, I can just jump right into the dishes and get those done. So alright, so we did add a little bit more to that guy there. He's a little crooked. That's okay though. Not a huge deal. This side's looking pretty good. I need to still, you know, smush down this side. I've just been working on this side for right now. We'll see how things go. I was hoping to get a little bit further, but this section did need to be reinforced, so that did take some more time. These parts in here where they're connected, they're still pretty thin right there. Like I can almost poke my finger through there if I really try, so that needs to be a little bit tighter. So the next time I work on this, I'm going to try to do that, and then we need to keep extending downward. And So after I get like this section and this section, I need to come back down here and start tacking back on, and then, you know, filling this in, and we'll probably be going that way. But hopefully we can get that done soonish. As soon as I get done the Christmas gifts that have to get sent out, um, I will probably try to work on this a bit more off stream, just to kind of get it caught up to where it needs to be. So tomorrow the plan is to do Planet Zoo, and try to get some more work done on moving that gondola platform over, before I start trying to place track, because I think that'll probably work out a little bit better. But we'll see about messing around with that a bit more tomorrow, because I didn't have the time to step back into there this week away from stream. I was busy doing other things. So hopefully everybody has a good rest of their afternoon. Don't forget to follow the socially links. Those will take you to the Ko-fi for those that don't want to donate through Twitch. The Blue Sky account, which is where I post random stuff, photos of artwork, you know, going live announcements. It's similar to X, Twitter, but that's Blue Sky. And then we have links to the YouTube channel. There's a link to the eBay store, but I don't have anything up on the eBay store right now. I pulled it all down before we did farmers market because I didn't know what was going to get rehomed there. I just never put anything back up. Just didn't bother because we really didn't get any sales while it was up, so I was like, meh, I'll figure out something else. So I will see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, you guys, have a good one.